Hi, I'm Claire from Plymouth Business Services and I'm here to talk to you about cloud accounting. If you've been following me on social media, you'll probably notice I posted yesterday about making tax digital and what it's all about, who it affects. I also described briefly the benefits of working on the cloud, but hopefully by the end of these sessions you'll realise in more detail the vast benefits that cloud could bring to your business. Most businesses fall into a few different categories. You've got those that are already working on the cloud, you've got those that are on computerised products that aren't yet compatible, you've got those that are working on Excel, and those that keep manual records, so bags of receipts, boxes of invoices. Now, if you are on a computerised package and you aren't sure whether it's going to be compliant or not, I recommend speaking to your software provider, but also you can check out the gov.uk website. On here, you'll be able to see all of the software providers that are taking part in the pilot, and you can also see the software suppliers with VAT comparable products in development. I will put a link to this on my website. Now, the main ones that are on the cloud are Xero, QuickBooks, Sage Business Cloud, and FreeAgent. Cashflow, interestingly, is still in development for MTD, but the others are taking part in the pilot scheme. Now, as I mentioned, the main ones are Xero and QuickBooks, and so those are the ones that I'm going to focus on today. Now, if you want to take part in a trial of those, with Xero you will have to sign up to a free trial. With QuickBooks, there is a link to a demo company, and that is at tinyurl.com/UKQB demo. So if you go onto there, you'll be able to have a play with it and see what you think. Now, one of the things I really want to emphasise is the fact that cloud accounting isn't just about making tax digital. It really is about making things more efficient for your business. And because of that, so many apps have been developed. If you go on to xero.com/marketplace or quickbooks.co.uk/apps, you'll be able to see all of the apps that plug in to both softwares, along with reviews for each app. Now, there's a whole host of apps, so they've actually categorised them into business type or function. So say, for example, you work in manufacturing, you'll be able to click on there and follow it through to see which apps suit your business type. And as I say, there are loads of them, so I won't cover those today. The idea of today's session is to just give you a quick overview. So without further ado, we'll take a look at the Xero dashboard. When you first log in, you get this great little video at the top and a link to the help articles. Now, if you close that, if you forget what it's told you or any training that you've had, if you go into the help icon, you can get the show getting started and that'll bring that video right back. So it's really great. The idea of the dashboard for any cloud software is to see the most important information for your business at a glance. So the first thing that you can see on here is your business bank account. You've got an accounts watch list. So this is your main nominal codes, chart of account codes, whatever you want to call them. They are on here. So say, for example, you employ staff and you want to keep an eye on what your staff costs are. You can keep wages on your account watch list, so you can see how much you've paid so far in wages this month and what your total is in the year to date. Further down, you can see the invoices that are owed to you, so it shows you the number of invoices that are owed to you and also the value. And if you click on any of these links, it will take you to a summary of what makes up that figure, and you can drill right down to invoice level so you can see the physical invoices that are making that value up. Bills that you need to pay are your purchase invoices, and again it shows you the number of invoices that are awaiting payment or overdue and also the value of those. One thing I love about Xero's dashboard is that you can edit it, so you can drag things around, bring things up to the top that you really want to keep an eye on, and hide things that you're not interested in seeing or that you want hidden from your homepage. QuickBooks dashboard looks completely different, but in all aspects is very similar. So you have a help getting started, which again you can hide and then bring back at any time. You have different cards for each aspect of the business. Now, it's not as editable in the sense of dragging the cards around as Xero is, but one thing I do love about these cards on QuickBooks is that you can change the information that makes up those cards. So for example, if I want to see my expenses for this month, but I want my profit and loss for this year, it'll pull that information in. And once again, anytime you see this little hand icon, that is a link you can click through and drill right down to invoice level. Another good feature of QuickBooks is the privacy feature. So if you're working in a really busy office where people are coming and going all the time, you can literally tab across to hide your financial data and then tab it on once everybody's gone. Now, if you've already seen a demo of Xero in the past, you may notice that this menu looks slightly different. This is being brought out in late November, and at the moment the demo company is showing this new menu style. So it's changed to now you've got business, which includes your invoices, quotes and a sales overview, your purchases, purchase orders and a purchase overview. If you subscribe to it, your expense claims, and products and services is your inventory, your stock. Within accounting, you've got a link to your bank accounts, reports, advanced features. Any starred reports are your favourites. And again, starred advanced features are down the bottom here. If you subscribe to Xero Payroll, then you've got a tab for that. And again, projects is also a subscribed feature. And then within contacts, you've got all contacts, customers, suppliers, and then groups. So both customers, suppliers, and groups are forms of filters. So if you have, say, for example, trade customers and retail customers, you could categorise them. Within QuickBooks, you've got your banking, sales, which includes your invoices and your customers, and your products and services. So again, your stock, expenses and suppliers. Employees is your payroll area. You've got a section for reports. Taxes is where you would come to do your VAT. Accounting is your chart of accounts and reconciliations. And then we've got My Accountant tab where you can liaise with your accountant. If we just take a look at the banking feature within Xero, you can either access it through the dashboard or by going into accounting and bank accounts. Where you see this reconcile 28 items, it'll take you straight into the bank feed. On the left is what's being brought in from your bank account. So if you were to log on to your online banking, this is if you have a bank feed set up. If you were to log into your online banking, you'd see the date, a description, and then the money going in or out. Over on the right hand side is what's within Xero. So somebody explained to me it's like playing a game of Snap. You're trying to match these cards up. Now both Xero and QuickBooks use artificial intelligence, AI, and what it'll do is try and match that up for you. So say for example you've entered a purchase invoice of £1,181.25. It sees 1181.25 going out of the bank and it's saying, is this amount paying this invoice? If it is, you simply click OK and that's it dealt with. Same works for sales invoices. If you're not sure about what payment relates to or a receipt relates to, you can put a note for your bookkeeper or accountant so that they can deal with it. It'll also remember things that you've entered previously. So say for example you're regularly getting £15 going out of the bank, which relates to bank fees. Down the bottom is a suggest previous entries. So if you've entered £15 is bank fees for Ridgeway Bank, it's going to pick up that that supplier is in the name and description, and it's going to automatically apply that unless you untick this. You can also set up bank rules. So again, you've got a rule here that any time any money goes out to 7-Eleven, it's going to code it to wherever you've sent that rule to. Within QuickBooks, again, you can click on it straight through the dashboard, or if you go into banking, you get different cards at the top for each different bank account. It comes up with any recognised transactions in the same way that Xero goes green. This will fall into the recognised tab. If you're happy that it matches, you literally click match and that's it, it's posted through your accounts. If we go back into all transactions, you click on the transaction itself and fill out the boxes and click add. If you're trying to match it to an existing bill that's already on the system, you click on find match and it's going to take you to a screen where you can match them off. One thing I'm not keen on QuickBooks is it's a little bit messy in the way it lays it out. So you have your date, your description, and the spent and received coming from the bank. These middle sections here, the payee, category on match, and VAT, are what's recorded within QuickBooks. So a few people get a little bit confused when it's pre-populating things via AI. Because is this information coming from the bank or is this information come in? You always have to remember that the date and the description and the spent and received come from the bank feed. Anything within these middle 3 columns is what you've entered or what QuickBooks has tried to assume for you. Finally, we'll go on to the reports. In Xero, anything that's starred is going to appear in your favourites. If you unstar it, it'll disappear. They're adding new reports all the time, as you can see, and there's a whole host of them on there. If there's a specific report that you want to get out of it, let me know and I can tell you which one's the best one for you. All of the reports can be customised, so if you're doing tracking regions on here, you can run a specific profit and loss just to see how one location's doing, for example. And you can compare with different periods as well, so if you wanted to see how you're doing this month compared to the last 6 months, you can update that report to show a comparison. This is really great for, say, for example, you're paying for things personally. I don't know, maybe your phone bill is coming out of your bank personally. You can have a look to see where there's any gaps in your profit and loss and see where you've actually missed entries. In QuickBooks, again, you've got a huge amount of reports. And these can also be customised. So there's 2 ways of customising it within QuickBooks. You can either come into this right hand customise tab and choose your filters. But you've also got settings on the left here as well. So you can choose to display columns by month, for example, then compare to previous however many periods. So I hope that's been really helpful for you. As I say, it is just a high level overview just to give you an idea of the difference between the two. The main feedback that I've had is that Xero is far more friendly to use in the sense that it's using primary colours, big bold fonts. QuickBooks seems to be more tailored to bookkeepers and accountants. That being said, there are various features of each that would benefit different companies. So I would never say, let's just go with Xero or let's just go with QuickBooks. I would say, let's have a look at your business. Let's see what your needs are. So as I say, this was a really quick, high level overview. If you want more detail, get in touch and I will suit the information to your business specifically. Thank you for your time.